Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the main event here tonight at Snohomish High School football. Wesco action 3A, high school Western Conference football action here on STSPN.com. I'm Mark Ockett with Luke Windsor, and tonight it is the Everett Seagulls playing against the Snohomish Panthers. Crosstown rivals, going back a ways, or at least playing against each other for a number of years and having those great matchups through the years. And here tonight, they get after it as Snohomish comes in at 3-1. Everett is 2-2. And Luke, we're ready to go.
Yeah, or we could say cross-trestle rivals.
Cross-trestle rivals. There you go.
But yeah, it's great to be here. It's a great night for football. Finally got some fall weather where that's really where football is meant to be played at, and I think this could be a very exciting game tonight.
Yeah, and want to mention that our presenting sponsor is Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. They are on board all season long as our presenting sponsor. We'd like to thank Greg and Christine Eaglestand for their continued support. Make sure to stop by the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware store. Also, we want to thank our other sponsors involved in making these broadcasts happen. Fred's Rivertown Ale House in Snohomish. Also, American Family Insurance, the Sally Petty Agency, G&S Heating and Cooling, and Electrical. Speedway Chevrolet, our player of the game sponsor, McDaniels Do-It Center, and also Fox Sports Radio, KRKO, AM and FM. Again, Mark Ockett with Luke Windsor, and we're happy to be in here tonight and settled in for high school football as these two teams get after it, and we'll see if Everett can throw Snohomish a curveball out there with the football.
Yeah, Snohomish being one of probably the two co-favorites in the West Coast South, along with Evans Woodway. Everett played Evans Woodway last week, lost 44-13 in a game that really wasn't even that close. So this is an important bounce back for Everett if they want to contend for playoff positioning. For Snohomish, there's a chance to assert their spot among the top of the league.
See the players lined up there on the field. Everett in the white uniform, Snohomish with the red uniform tops and the white pants as we get set for the national anthem coming up here at Snohomish. They also always bring the colors out there as part of it. They do it up right here at the school. Do want to mention the officiating crew for tonight's game. Referee Jim Erickson. The umpire is Scott Yanagita. Linesman Wayne Anthem.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At G&S, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
All right, it is so fun to be in this atmosphere here at Snohomish High School or any high school on a Friday night, and our own version of Friday Night Lights. You see the band is right down, I guess just a little bit out of camera range down there, but Luke, you see them down there, they're right in front of us. Now, what was interesting tonight before we got started is that they honored the seniors, it's senior night in September. I've never seen it.
I'll try to get some answers to that.
Get some answers to that.
I'll have to put my investigative journalist hat on.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah, I'd never seen anything where they do it that time of the year. Usually, I mean, it's always at the end of the season, the last home game. And the homecoming for Snohomish, by the way, is coming up on October 20th.
So you know they have at least one more home game after this.
Yes, they do. In fact, looking at the schedule, they have 2 more home games. No, you know what? That is on October 20th. I was just looking at this. Actually, they have tonight and then October 20th. And I guess that's why they're doing senior night tonight. That does make sense in the sense that it's homecoming next time, but it seems like you could roll it all into one and make it homecoming and senior night. That'd be pretty special.
Teams have done it both in one night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, strange.
Yeah, something different, and but we're ready and looking forward to this one as Snohomish runs out on the field. Now, we were keeping track of how things went for the coin toss. Snohomish won the toss, and they elected to receive. I see back deep over on the far side, that's Keegan Stitch. Watch out for this guy. Gained over 2,900 yards. Touchdowns. And then just checking over on the near side there.
The pole is in the way.
Yeah, the pole's in the way right there. But we have kicking off David Eisencraft kicking off for the Everett Seagulls. Again, in the white uniforms with gold helmets. Snohomish, they've got the red tops, white pants, white helmets. And here comes the kickoff. It's going to go and be taken by one of the upmen at the 21-yard line. And finally going out of bounds right there. Tackle at about the 39-yard line. And for Snohomish, that is Jaden McClure bringing it back for about let's see, I'll give him 20 on that one. It'll be 1st and 10 at the let's give him 15. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 37.
A pooch kick there from Everett. I'm sure the kicker Eisencraft was told, do not kick it anywhere near 27, Keegan Stitch.
Yeah, no kidding. Quarterback is Langdon Orgill. He is a junior at 5'10", 169 pounds. Ball at the near hash mark. And here we're set with twins on each side, one setback to the right of the quarterback. And they're dancing around a little bit out there, Luke, for the Everett Seagulls. Stitch, good, strong. That guy at 5'10", does a great job. Brings it out to the 42-yard line. Looks like he picked up 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Just simple zone read concept for the Snohomish Panther offense running the inside zone with Stitch. Good job kind of bulling his way ahead for those 5 yards.
So Stitch on the board yardage-wise. And this time it's going to be Orgill keeping the football. And he's going to be close to first down yardage there. He gets it out to the 47-yard line. Maybe, I think they'll say his knee was down at the 46. So let's give him 4 on that one.
And that's a positive sign from Orgill because a couple weeks ago when I saw him against Linwood, there were several times where he could have kept it and got some big runs and he didn't. So it's good to see him running the offense properly.
They're set to go once again, 3rd and 1. Stitch gets the football and he muscles ahead. He should have the first down right there. Takes it out to the 48-yard line. Picks up 2 yards on the carry. And Snohomish able to get their first down of the ball game. Just getting underway here. A little under 11 minutes, exactly 1 second under 11 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
And that time Snohomish just gives it to their main man on 3rd and short, and he does the job. He's able to pick up the first down.
Running through the formation, getting the handoff this time is Trenton Brown. Turns the corner. Quick move over on the far side, and he gets it to the 45-yard line of the Everett Seagulls. That's going to be a gain of 7. Trenton Brown is a 5'8", 150 pounds junior.
And he got behind big Nick Carter Cole, the 6'3", 275 lineman pulling out ahead. But these fly sweeps for Snohomish are very important to loosen up the Everett defense to create running room up the middle for Stitch.
2nd down coming up there. There's the snap and Stitch again. He didn't get much on that one right there. It seemed like guys just kind of blocked his chance to break through there, Luke, and it's going to bring up now 3rd down, but they're going to be pretty close. Well,
I think he got it.
Might have got it, yeah. Now looking at where they set the snap or the spot down, wow.
I think that's the correct spot, and I think they're going to give it to him. But really just a good job of Stitch. There really wasn't a huge hole, but he just kind of worked, shuffled along, kind of worked his way through, and was able to pick up the necessary yardage.
Got it done. So Stitch now with 3 carries for 10 yards, and Snohomish has their 2nd first down of the game. Stitch carries again, and he's going to lose yardage on that one. Good defensive pursuit right there, just breaking right through to get to that.
And he's trying to go off tackle with Stitch, and the Everett defense does a good job pursuit. And it looked like it was number 18, Keyshawn Love, coming up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
2nd down and 11 as Stitch loses a yard on that one. Ball's at the 43-yard line. Again, the quarterback, Orgill, with the ball. He couldn't get anywhere on that one. Good coverage by the Everett Seagulls.
And it looked like it was Jerry Denham who ended up bringing him down, the big sophomore defensive lineman. Also in on the play was Nick Mardishit. Cargill finally trying to attempt a pass, but nothing open downfield. Good coverage by the Seagulls secondary. Loss
of 3 yards. It is 3rd down. 14 yards to go. The ball's at the 46-yard line of Everett. We got a penalty flag out there on the field, Luke.
And because they stopped, I'm going to assume it's false start on Snohomish.
So they were moving the ball well, but now, after a couple of losses, one by Stitch.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5 yards previous spot, still 3rd down.
Well, you know, Stitch is the main man for Snohomish. I think Everett's been keen on him, so when they able to get that tackle for loss on 1st down, it really set the Snohomish offense back.
3rd down and 19 yards to go. The ball is at the 49-yard line of Snohomish. 3 wide left, 1 to the right side. Again, Orgill at quarterback.
Looked like he was changing the play just now.
Yeah, it did. Orgill's going to swing one out to the left side. Stitch, he's got a ways to go to try to get that 1st down. Tries to turn the corner and go upfield. He gets positive yardage on it, but still not back to the original line of scrimmage to take it to the 44-yard line.
They were setting up a screen there for Stitch, and considering the down and distance of the situation, Everett did a good job stringing him to the sideline and forcing him out of bounds well short of the yard to gain.
That's going to bring up 4th down. They will go for it, and we're keeping track of 3rd and 4th down conversions too. Looks like the shotgun. That's what they're going to go with. Keeping growing with that formation, and it's going to be an incomplete pass over on the far side. The intended receiver that time was Tyler Messina.
Good job by the Everett defense, but Orgill missed a man open down the field. He had Tristan Harmiston, who broke free and was all by him, had his man beat by about 5 yards. If Orgill had seen him, that could have been a big play for Snohomish.
Well, that turns the ball over on downs, and it's going to be Everett football just shy of the 44-yard line as they go now from east to west here at Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium. Mark Hockett, Luke Windsor bringing you the action. First quarter, no score between Snohomish, the host team, and the Everett Seagulls. Snohomish kind of moving around over on the other side, but the long count and now the handoff.
This is number 22.
Carrying the football, that's the name we don't have on our roster.
But Everett's lining up, and if for those of you who watch college football, especially if you ever see the service academies or Georgia Tech, that triple option. So there's a lot of deception in this offense, and it's really incumbent on the Snohomish defense to play sound assignment football for everyone to do their job and not worry about everyone else.
And that's going to be a 7-yard gain.
Gave it to him again.
All right, I'm going to make sure we have the right information here because they had a couple of different. Go ahead.
Yeah, again, just a dive up the middle for Snohomish. And a lot of this offense is the quarterback making a decision at the line of scrimmage who he's going to give it to. Is it going to give it to the fullback on the dive, or is he going to keep it and then pitch it or keep it himself? And both times on these last 2 plays, he saw that the dive was open, so he gave it to the fullback.
Okay, here we go. That's Christian Balmer is wearing number 22. They have them in different uniforms, different numbers at home than they do on the road. Why on earth do teams in this day and age pull that stuff? Anyway, that one's going to be a keeper, and Dakota Brodell has the carry that time. And
actually, yeah, I think that could be kind of as a running play because it looked like a backward pass to Rodell, and he picked up a nice block and was able to get some big yards and get the 1st down.
So Everett gets the 1st down. They have
2.
2 first downs now. You see there it is, first down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 24-yard line. Snohomish, good defense that time, stuffing him.
It was given to the number 22 again on the dive, and this time Snohomish does a much better job closing that off and standing him up for a short gain. Balmer.
So Balmer we have at 3 carries for 19 yards. Second down and 8 yards to go from the 22-yard line.
Quarterback keeper.
Maggio keeps the football.
Anyway, it's almost like a counter, except they're only pulling one lineman, where he'll fake the dive to the left and keep it himself and going to the right and get behind his pulling guard, who did a decent job creating some space for Maggio to make this now a 3rd and manageable.
All right, 3rd down, 4 yards to go from the 19-yard line, near hash mark to us. Maggio behind center, as you see, the man in motion. Toss sweep. This time it is going to Keyshawn Lowe. Lowe's going to be short.
Great job by the Snohomish defense, for snuffing that out. Often in third, in medium to third and long yard situations in this offense, if you see one of those wingbacks go in deep motion, expect a toss sweep to go his way.
4th down and 3 yards to go. The ball is at the 17-yard line. Everett with the football. Snohomish turned it over on downs earlier in the quarter. We're over halfway through. And I think is there a timeout on the field down there?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Timeout Snohomish.
Yeah, it is charged to Snohomish. You see right on the corner there of your screen, he was pointing it there with his hand. So Snohomish using their first timeout of the first half. Everett has all 3 left, 5:50 left. Let's take a break right here. We'll be back with more. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 4th down, 3 yards to go here on STSPN.com. Maggio at quarterback. The Everett Seagulls, a man in motion, and the give.
Nope.
It looked like it was going to go to Balmer, but instead Maggio hangs onto it, and he's got the first down, taking it from the 23-yard line inside. It was at the 17, excuse me, and then taking it inside.
That time Maggio
I had that right. He's got it down to the 12-yard line.
That time Maggio did a good job reading the defense. He saw them so much collapse on the dive. He pulls it, and then he saw the lane open up for himself, and he kept it and was able to get the first down.
Got the first down right there. So now the Everett Seagulls with 3 first downs. Snohomish had. Now we have another timeout.
This time by Everett. Everett.
Yeah, Snohomish and Everett have each taken 1 timeout here. And we'll take another timeout, too. No score, as you see, 5:33 left in the first quarter.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back, and it appears they handed completely different rosters from what the player numbers are in at the gate and what we got, but we've caught up with it, we do believe. There's a toss sweep, and getting it that time will be Keyshawn Love, 5'10", 180-pound senior. He's going to take it. Let's see, the ball angling in this time from the 13-yard line. And it looks like he got to the 6-yard line.
And now the refs are stopping it again.
They give him close to 7 yards on the play.
Again, when you see those wingbacks go in deep motion like that in this offense, expect a toss sweep. It could very well be coming. That's what it was again for Everett.
Seagulls getting close to pay dirt in Snohomish territory. And another running play as they're near the end zone there, just like a yard short.
Balmer again on the dive, and I love the leg drive on him. And what I also really liked was Maggio, the quarterback, getting in trying to push the pile as well.
Had him for 5 yards on that carry. Christian Balmer, 4 carries for 24 yards in the game. Ball's at the 1-yard line. Another first down for Everett. This would be their 4th first down.
That's what this offense does. It gets a lot of first downs and has these long time-consuming drives.
First and goal from the 1-yard line. And the give on the right side, it's Balmer. Balmer takes it in. Touchdown, Everett Seagulls. 4:20 left to go in the first quarter. Look at this.
Just a simple dive play. There's a gap on the right side of the Snohomish defensive line, and Everett saw it and they exploited it. Balmer in the end zone for the easy touchdown.
Seagulls strike first, and now they will go for the extra point. David Eisencraft, Jr., kicks off the hold of Gabe Maggio, the quarterback, as they go for the extra point.
And Snohomish, they need to do some regrouping because I think they probably saw the score from Everett's game last week where they got beat by Edmonds Woodway 43-14, and they may have thought that this would be an easier game than it could turn out to be.
That did not look good. He missed it. So Everett leads Snohomish 6-0, 4:20 left in the first quarter as we saw a lot of Balmer and also nice running by Keyshawn Love on that drive, and we'll take a timeout right here at Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back. We're here at Snohomish. The Everett Seagulls have scored to make it 6-0 because they, after getting a touchdown from Christian Balmer, did not convert the extra point. So they're going to kick off now to Snohomish, and Keegan Stitch is over on the far side. Luke, I'm trying to pick up who's the deep man.
I can't see
There's
either.
the pole. I got it. For the Snohomish Panthers over there, that is Tyler Messena. And that's who the ball is headed towards. He'll take it and touch back right at the goal line there. Wise move, not bringing it out. And Snohomish will start at the 20-yard line. Well, Snohomish was moving the ball well when they had it for their first drive, and then they had a couple of losses on the runs by Stitch and the quarterback, Orgill. Then they had the 5-yard false start penalty, and then they went for it, or they went for the run, and then they did not get it on the 4th down play.
And now that you see them in a wing T offense, which is reminiscent of the Dick Armstrong, Mark Perry days.
Trying to get something going here.
It's like Stitch.
Yeah, Stitch is going to bring it up. Mark shows the 30-yard line, so it's going to be very close to a first down, and it is. So Stitch gets 10 on that one right out the gate.
That's the old wing T weak lead, which is a base play of any wing T offense, and the line did a good job opening up some holes for Stitch.
First down and 10 from the 30. Stitch again trying to skip through there. They go to him a lot. Had 137 yards and a touchdown last week. Messina had 140 yards and a touchdown 1 yard gain.
Same play as before. This time Everett does a much better job defending it. Like number 51, Dodge Matthews, helped leading the way for the Everett defense.
I have Stitch for 6 carries for 20 yards. Well, they're going to move it up a little bit, 3 for him on that one. So let's give him 6 for 22. Second down, 7 yards to go. Ball's at the 33-yard line.
Now the Everett defense, they have 10 guys all up on the line of scrimmage.
This time it's Messina, and he will carry it to the 38-yard line. Gain of 5 yards.
But looking how Everett was lining up defensively, if Snohomish would go call play action, they could have a big play opportunity because, again, Everett has about 10 guys all within about 5 to 6 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Third down, 3 yards to go. They set it back just a tad at the 37-yard line. No running room there.
And Jerry Denham, the sophomore defensive lineman, in on that stop. And again, curious play calling from Snohomish. No passes on that set of downs. And when you see 10 guys in the box on defense, my first thought if I'm a play caller is I'm going to go play action and see if I can catch these guys biting on the run.
First punt of the game. Deep man back for the Everett Seagulls. He's just going to let that bounce in front of him there. That guy for the Seagulls is Keyshawn Love, and the ball is going to be setting down there at the 33-yard line of Everett. So Snohomish has had the ball for 2 series, and they don't have anything to show for it on the scoreboard as Everett will get the ball back. They get it for the second time, and both times, Luke, solid field position.
Solid field position, but very conservative play calling. They only attempted one pass. They attempted another, but that Orgo was sacked. But when you catch a defense really jump in the run like that, call play action. Try to get a big play out of it.
Well, it kind of worked for them, though, the first time around. They lead 6-0 with the 2:15 left on the scoreboard. And the clock on STSPN and the scoreboard is in sync. Look at that. Kept it and had everybody look in one direction, and it was Maggio pushing it forward. Great gain that time.
Great fake to Ballmer. He had a couple of Snohomish defenders faked out where they even tackled Ballmer. Maggio then keeps it himself, finds a lane up the middle, and got a big yardage for the first down.
So Maggio picks up 13 yards on the carry. First down. This is the 6th first down of the game for the Everett Seagulls. At the 46-yard line, Maggio wants to go to the air. He does go to the air. And the pass is complete. Making the catch is Dakota Brodell.
Just a little bubble screen to the slot receiver.
Wow, that worked out well.
Brodell, and he had a lot of space. The Snohomish defense is playing way off their receivers there. And Brodell got up the field and really wasn't touched until after he got past the first down marker.
That's a 19-yard gain. So on his first pass of the game, I guess as Maggio, did he try one on that first?
It looked like a backwards pass, so you could have counted that as a run.
I think it was, yeah. So he actually have him as 1 for 1, and Brodell gets the big gain that time, 19 yards. Another first down. Look, blowing through there. Maggio, excellent keeper that time.
And you got to commend also Ballmer. He's carrying out great fakes because he's drawing defenders to him and getting tackled, and Maggio does a great job reading the defense, and he's making great decisions right now in these first 2 drives.
Maggio with carries of 13 and 15 yards, 28 yards in the game on a couple of carries, and that's first down number 8 here in the first quarter for Everett, their second series, and it's working out well.
And the Snohomish defense, they really need to make a stand here because you do not want to get down 2 scores to an offense like this.
First and 10 from the 22. Maggio looks to go to the air. He puts it up there, and that one's a perfect strike. What a great play that was as the catch is made and a touchdown by Elijah Ross Reuter.
Nothing fancy about that route, just a simple go route, and Ross Bruder just beat his man, and a great pass by Maggio on target for the touchdown.
22 yards on the passing play. We're going to go with Elijah Ross Rudder is what.
Rudder.
And so he makes the play. We're going to bring the kicking unit on. It's like in short order, David Eisencraft, the juniors, had to be out there quite a bit already.
Well, I think that they might actually be going for 2 to try to make this a 14-point game.
That could very well be. I think that's what the switch-up was right there.
And that's what they're doing.
So you got Ballmer in the backfield because they –
Maggio.
And Maggio's going to keep it and take it in. How about that?
Again, great decision by Maggio. Reading the defense, they collapse on the dive. He pulls it out, and there was no one near him. And Maggio goes into the end zone untouched for the 2-point conversion.
1:06 left to go in the first quarter, and it is Everett all the way, leading 14-0 against the Snohomish Panthers. Yeah, they're hanging with them pretty well, Luke.
And the Snohomish sideline, they look flat, almost like they're stunned. I don't think they expected this at all. And, again, when you play an offense like Everett's, this triple option offense, they chew up a lot of time on the clock, they get a lot of first downs, and they really force you to maximize your possessions because you're not going to get a lot of them against a team like Everett.
So 14-0 the score. We'll take a quick timeout and then come back with more. Keep it here. We're going to go ahead and keep it here with 1:06 left to go in the first quarter. We're keeping our friends at Fox Sports 1380 across town doing their game up to date as to what's going on here. They're going to probably go, wow, what's going on there at Snohomish? Well, Everett's going on here at Snohomish.
Everett's putting on a triple option clinic on offense.
Kickoff, again, they go over on that near side,
and
it's Messena.
Penalty before the kick. Everett's going to be called for offsides.
Dead ball, encroachment on the kicking team, 5 yards, and we will re-kick.
So they will do it again, backing it up, 5 yards. Each team has been penalized once for 5 yards. That was just a very slick-looking drive out there, Luke.
They were. I have to give a lot of credit to Maggio. He's because the onus in this triple option offense is on the quarterback to make the decisions on who gets the ball, and so far he's been flawless.
So they'll move the ball back to the 35-yard line. It had been at the 40, and they'll try it again. David Eisencraft is kicking off. This will be already his third kickoff in the game. That's going to go way short. Snohomish has a good opportunity here. Taken by the up man up to the 40-yard line. And that time for Snohomish, it was Ryan Douglas, 195-pound junior, gets enough to the 41-yard line. Didn't have a big return, but that was just such a short kick.
Yeah, again, short kick. They don't want the ball to get anywhere near Keegan Stitch.
Snohomish with the ball, 1 minute exactly to go. Here in the first quarter, they trail 14-0, but they have their best field position to start a drive in the game. Messena turns the corner. Good job to the 45, to the 50 almost. Yep, I think he got there. That's going to be a 9-yard gain for him.
And again, these fly sweeps are so important. I can't stress enough for Snohomish because it'll create some space up between the tackles for Stitch. But I'd really like to see Snohomish put the ball in the air a little bit and to loosen up that defense because Everett has a lot of guys up near the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 1. Stitch gets it, and he's got enough for the first down close to the 48-yard line, so that should be a 2-yard gain for him.
And just to reinforce my point, Everett right now is playing with no deep safety. They're going man-to-man on the wide receivers, and they're putting everyone else in the box. They're really daring Snohomish to throw the ball.
Snohomish, first down, 10 yards to go. And running the football will be Messena. He had the big game last week. Oh, second and third effort, skipping around, keeping on his feet, helps him out. Takes it from just outside the 48-yard line to the 41, Luke. And it's a gain of close to 8 yards. So give him 7.5 on that one. 7.
And he got a nice lead block there from Keegan Stitch, helping his teammate out. And I think that will be the last play of the quarter, and it is.
Quarter winds down. That was awfully quick. And the score is the Everett Seagulls 14 and the Snohomish Panthers 14-0. Everett is leading here at Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium. Mark Ockett, Luke Windsor on STSPN.com. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. We do thank all of our sponsors, including McDaniel's Do It Center, who's been on board since 2010 with STSPN.com. Fred's Riverside Ale House, also a longtime sponsor. And Snohomish now will go the other direction. Second down and a long 2 yards to go. The ball's at the 41-yard line. And that's going to be Stitch carrying the football.
I think he got nut for the first down there.
He got 4 on that carry.
They're saying he does, and just Stitch off tackle to the left side. Decent push by the Snohomish offensive line to get the first down.
Snohomish right back to it with that no-huddle offense. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Orgill keeps the football. He finds a hole. Look out below. Here he comes. Oh, he got across the line, but the ball knocked out of his arms, his hands, and loose in the end zone.
Touchback.
Recovered by Everett. Can you believe that? He was almost there. Watch this highlight coming up.
If this was
unbelievable.
If this was college or NFL, they would be doing instant replay to see if he broke the plane or not. Unfortunately, we don't have that officially for high school.
No, but we can see it right here. Look at this. Almost in, and what a play
that's
coming through that time by Elijah Ross Rudder, who had the touchdown catch just moments ago.
He's trying to put his name in that for player of the game right now. That great hustle by Ross Rudder. And that, just from our angle, that looked about as close as you can get to whether or not he got the ball across or not. Because I was about to comment on Orgill for finally keeping himself because the defense is crashing on Stitch. But ball security, it's all about that ball.
Yeah, that is really something. But timing was everything there. And then for Everett to get in there and get the football, holy smokes.
You don't want to know what is going on in that pile.
Yeah. Maggio keeps the football back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up, with forward progress, a couple of yards. Well, that's just a tough break right there. Bad break as the long carry by Orgill, but then he fumbles right at the goal line.
And that last play for Everett may have been some miscommunication because Maggio went to fake it to his right, and I think Ballmer went to the left. So it's a bit of a busted play there for the Seagulls, and Maggio just did a good job just to get to.
Everett with the football. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. And in their territory, but they've moved the ball really well so far in this game. Maggio with the handoff. And it's been Ballmer carrying the football a lot. Still does it. Looks like 4 yards, maybe 5 they'll give him on that one.
Good push there by the Everett offensive line. Really no big hole, but they were able to get the Snohomish defensive line backwards for 4 yards.
3rd down, 3 yards to go, and the ball is set at the 28-yard line. Clock moving. First quarter went real fast. Maggio with the football. Keeper keeps going. He's going to be close to a first down himself. He got very close to that marker, and where the ref is spotting it, according to this, or the umpire, is it's going to be very close to the side. Actually, that is Wayne Anthony out there. Yep, that's enough for a first down. Should be.
I think he just did get it. And good decision by Maggio. He kept on the option. He had a pitch man off to his left, but the Snohomish outside linebacker took the pitch man, so Maggio made the right decision, keeping himself, turning it up the field, and is able to get the first down.
Maggio now 3 carries for 30 yards. Another first down for the Everett Seagulls. They have 10 in the game. That's their first here in the second quarter. Maggio keeps the football again, gets another excellent gain. 9 yards for Maggio on this one, and that'll make it 2nd and 1.
And again, he's just reading the defense. The Snohomish defensive ends, they're collapsing on Balmer, the dive, and when they really should be playing the quarterback, and that's allowing Maggio to keep himself and continue to get positive yardage.
Snohomish coming in, and they're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout also. That score is correct. The Everett Seagulls 14, the Snohomish Panthers nothing, and we'll be back with more.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back. We are here at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium. Mark Hockett with Luke Windsor. It is 14-0. The Everett Seagulls are leading the Snohomish Panthers on STSPN.com. Thanks for being with us on this Friday night. Could be interesting to see where this game goes. 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Maggio at quarterback for the Everett Seagulls. He's going to hand off. Everett, or rather Snohomish, thinks that they have the football.
But I believe the officials are going to say Balmer was down before the ball popped out, and there'll be another first down for Everett. And, again, this triple option offense, they can chew up a lot of clock and get a lot of first downs and make it really hard for any offense to come back against them if they get up by more than 2 scores.
Well, I tell you, and they're just moving in the right direction to do that. They got to move the chains here. That's a 5-yard game for Balmer. 6 carries, 34 yards, 11th first down of the game for the Everett Seagulls.
And it's not going to be a lot of huge plays. It's going to be a lot of 4 or 5, 6-yard gains.
Yeah, and that does burn the clock down, too. Ball's at the 45-yard line, 3 in the backfield. Balmer again with the carry, and he picks up 2 yards.
Good job there by Snohomish. Their defensive tackles led by number 73, Carter Cole. And the Panthers getting burned by Maggio keeping it because the defensive ends were crashing on the dive. Their job is the quarterback. They have to stay at home and trust the defensive tackles and the middle linebackers to take the dive.
Maggio right behind center, and there's a man in motion. It's going to be Maggio hanging on to the football, and he'll bust it forward to the 47-yard line. Gain of 6 yards that time.
And again, just as I say it, Maggio sticks the ball in Balmer's gut. The defensive ends crash on Balmer on the dive, so Maggio pulls it out and keeps it, and he picks up positive yardage.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. The ball is at the Snohomish 47-yard line. Is Everett scoring twice in that first quarter and putting together a sustained drive right here. 2 wide to the right. A little moving around in the back there, and now they got to reset. Maggio gives to Balmer. Balmer pushes it ahead. He's got the first down. The 41-yard line.
You see a lot of credit to that Everett offensive line. They just got a great push up front and knocked the Snohomish's front 7 backwards and allowed Balmer to pick up the first down.
12 first downs now for the Everett Seagulls with 7:42 left in the second quarter. Ball at the 40.5 mark. Set right there, far side from us, 2 wide to the right. We'll have a couple scores to pass along, too. Keeping the football, handed off to Keyshawn Love. Love's made a contribution in this game. He gets about 4 yards on the play. We'll take it to the 37-yard line.
And the classic triple option quarterback keeps it and then pitches it to Love. The only criticism I have for Love is he got a little too close to Maggio as quarterback, and if he kept a proper pitch relationship there, he might be able to take it outside and have a bigger gain.
Couple of scores. Monroe leading Glacier Peak 22-0. That's at the end of the first quarter. What a team Monroe has this year. Also,
yeah.
Lake Stevens 21, Jackson 0. That's at the end of the first quarter. A couple of wide open games there.
Maggio.
Penalty flag at the tail end of that. Maggio taking it from the 37-yard line on second and about 7 to go. And now we'll see how they sort this out. We got a hold. Yep. That's going to be a hold against the Everett Seagulls, which would be the second penalty of the game against Everett. He got penalized on a kickoff earlier.
Yeah, and that's the one weakness of this type of offense is second and third and long. Again, they don't like to throw the ball a ton, so it's tough to make up these long yardage situations. And
10-yard spot of the foul, still second down.
Well, that'll move it back to the 40-yard line. It's going to be second down and 10 yards to go.
So now that Snohomish has Everett in this long yardage situation, their defense really needs to take advantage, and so they can finally get a stop.
Everett up to the line. Maggio at quarterback. And Ballmer's not going anywhere. He ran into one of his own men there, and then Snohomish easily able to just slide him down to the ground right there.
And the Snohomish defense does a much better job defending the dive, partly by keeping their defensive ends at home and not giving Maggio the read he wants to where he can keep it himself.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Should be third. Third down, 9 yards to go. And the ball is sitting at the 39-yard line of the Snohomish Panthers. Maggio's going to go to the air off the play action. A little too long that time. His intended receiver was Dakota Brodell.
And Brodell did have a step or two on his man, but again, the ball was overthrown. Now it's going to be 4th and 9 and kind of in this weird territory where you don't gain a whole lot by punting it, but it's too long for a field goal.
Maggio's 2 for 4 in passing. And so far he has 41 yards, including the touchdown strike to Ross Rudder.
And it looks like Everett's going to go for it.
So on 4th down and 9, the Seagulls going to go for it. You got a timeout?
Timeout Everett.
Yep. So each team has used 2 timeouts here in the first half. 1 left for each club. And we'll take a timeout with 5:48 left to go in the second quarter and a 14-0 lead for the Everett Seagulls here at Snohomish. Why, thank you, Fred's Rivertown Ale House. Thank you so much. They've been a sponsor on STSPN.com since the early days, back in the 2010 year. It's starting to seem like a while back now.
That ad got me hungry.
There you go, as it should. 4th down and 9. Mark Hockett, Luke Windsor here. And a 14-0 lead for the Everett Seagulls. Look out, Maggio. He's not going to make it happen. Going to lose 2 yards on the play.
Huge stop for Snohomish. They needed that.
So Snohomish is going to get the ball turned over on downs. Everett benefited from that after Snohomish's first drive, and then the Seagulls were able to score. The Seagulls scored on their first 2 drives.
And that was just their 3rd drive, and we're more than halfway through the second quarter. But because of the time of possession issue now, Snohomish really needs to take advantage of getting the stop and put some points on the board.
Stith is in the backfield, and the slow handoff there keeps finding some running room and gets a solid gain out of that one.
Just a little off-tackle play to the right side, and Stitch made a man miss in the backfield and was able to pick up probably more than that should have, just because of the Everett defense did get some penetration there.
5 yards for Stitch on that play, although he ran further to get across the field. He's got 10 carries for 32 yards. Second down and 5 from the 46.
You can hold Keegan Stitch at 3 yards per carry.
Look at that, straight up the middle. Great running that time. Carrying the football for the Panthers, Tristan Harmston. Harmston getting a handle. Into the offense, trying something different, and it worked.
Now can Snohomish they got a first down. Can they pick up the pace and try to put this Everett defense on their heels?
They're like 13 yards on the carry that time.
Stitch
again as Snohomish gets the first down. Got on that previous play.
And again, just a one-back power. They pull the guard to the play side, the backside guard to the play side. Stitch found a hole, but the Everett pursuit was able to prevent it from being a big gain.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. A lot of plays on the ground, which keeps the clock moving. Panthers taking it straight up the middle, not enough for a first down. Going to get about 3 yards on that play.
And just
Stitch again.
Trying to run a little trap play up the middle with Stitch, and the Everett defense, the linebackers did a good job not biting and staying at home.
Third down, 2 yards to go. And the ball is at the 31-yard line of the Everett Seagulls. Panthers need to get set back here. Messena and Stitch in the backfield behind the quarterback. And the pitch goes to Messena. Are they going to get to him? No, he gets the first down.
Whoa.
And is there a flag? It almost looked like he got face mask that time, the way he went down, but he might have just kind of slipped coming around the corner.
It was a high tackle, and maybe it just looked worse than it actually was. Let's see it right here. Oh, wow. That's surprising.
It's fourth and about a half a yard right here. Stitch again. Look at that. Keeps going and going. How about that? From the 29-yard line, just outside the 29, down to the 12. Let's give him 18 officially.
And something I've always appreciated about Keegan Stitch, ever from his freshman year, he will run hard. He will not. He always gives maximum effort every play.
It's one of those guys that we've been watching. Seems like he's been here about 5 or 6 years, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he's just put together great, solid games. One of those guys you keep close track of.
And here he goes again.
Stitch again, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. From the 13-yard line, as Snohomish on that play gets their 8th first down of the game. Wow, he just ran off one man, the pure strength of Keegan Stitch, and takes it into the end zone for the TD. 3:25 left to go here in the second quarter, and Snohomish finally gets on the scoreboard.
And the Snohomish Panthers, they needed that big time. They finally
they
caught a break and were able to get a stop on defense, and then the offense was able to take advantage and get the touchdown.
Connor Smith will come on for the extra point for the Panthers. He had to kind of work the hold there, but it's good. So with 3:25 left to go here in the second quarter, our score is Everett 14, Snohomish 7. We'll be back with more here on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Just want to correct one carry in there. It looked like it was Harmston because we couldn't see the 2, but it was Stitch on a carry in there. So Stitch now, that was before the touchdown, has 14 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown.
And really up until that last drive, the Everett defense was doing a great job on Stitch. They had been holding him just over 3 yards per carry, but this last series, Stitch was able to finally found some room and get the offense going. Now what's really important here is Snohomish, their defense needs to get a stop because not only is Everett going to get the ball here, but because Snohomish won the coin toss and elected to receive the first half kickoff, Everett's going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, so we know Everett's going to try
to double
do their
up.
very best to get that done, get something here. And they've been moving the ball very well. Got to use your head sometimes on those and let it just roll in, but maybe he didn't think it would, and that is Elijah Ross-Rutter. And he's going to take it out from about, the 3-yard line to the 16, return of 12 yards with 3:19 left to go in the second quarter. It is 14-7.
In Elijah's defense, because the ball is live, once it goes on a kickoff, once it goes past 10 yards, once it hits the ground, you don't want to take any chances because these oblong footballs, you never know how they're going to bounce, so you got to get on it right away, which is what he did.
Just got a score from our sister station, Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3. At Lake Stevens is leading Jackson 38-0 with 8:51 left to go in the second quarter. Running clock time.
Almost.
I mean, not yet, but it's getting there.
Well, it looks like sounds like Lake Stevens' offense has hit their stride. They put up 72 last week on Mount Vernon.
So carrying the football that time
Maggio.
is Maggio. Gets 2 yards. And I have him for 7 carries, 45 yards.
And the last set of downs and on this play, the Snohomish defense is doing a much better job playing assignment football on this triple option attack of Everett.
2nd and 8. Ball's at the 18-yard line. Maggio tries to spin out of trouble. He'll go down. Gets 3.
I'm not sure, just looking at the replay, if this was a design QB run or if he just felt the heat because someone sent a blitz right up the A-gap.
I think he was just running for his life there, getting out of that.
And it may have spooked Maggio. So now big third down here for the Snohomish defense, 3rd and 5. If they can get a stop here and get the ball back, they'll still have about a minute and a half or so to put something together and try to tie this game before halftime.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. Cutting through the formation, that run right there.
It was Keyshawn Love.
Love picks up, looks like 3 yards on the play.
So again, great job by the Snohomish defense sniffing that out. They saw that deep motion, so they started flowing right away to that toss sweep.
Masena's going to go back deep as the punt comes up here for the Everett Seagulls. Snohomish punted earlier in the game. This will be Everett's first punt. Whistle going off. And set back there to punt is David Eisencraft, who handles the kicking duties too.
And timeout Everett.
Everett using their 3rd and final timeout. Once again, want to thank our presenting sponsor, Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. Our 2017 Fall Sports presenting sponsor. We'd like to thank our great friends, Greg and Christine Eaglestad, for their continued support. Go support them at the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware store. They have been fabulous for high school sports, what we do here and what we do at Fox Sports 1380. So thank you at the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware store. Also, a special thank you to American Family Insurance, Sally Petty Agency, and that's in Monroe. So, Luke, got a minute 17 left to go here in the second quarter.
Snohomish, they've really almost been exclusively on the ground attack, but now with a minute 17 left, they're going to have to put the ball in the air and trust Oriole to make some good decisions. So assuming that they get the ball on this punt return, it's going to be incumbent. They're going to be 2-minute drill time. And I expect something safe early just to kind of get Orioles' confidence going.
We will have the presentation of the Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game, too, tonight. Whistles going off.
What now?
Ball is caught at the 40-yard line, but there were whistles blown. I don't see anything out on the field.
There's a flag on the far side because
must be,
which I don't even see on the ground.
I don't see anything out there. That whistle was really quick.
He's pointing at something on the Everett sideline.
And a special thank you to our producer and CEO of STSPN, Todd Elvig. Our first chance to work with him this school season and the first of many opportunities. So we look forward to that. And with the NWAC tournament at Everett Community College coming up in March, our 5th year working with him. That ball's in the air. And that's going to land and take a bounce for the Panthers. And right there to down it is Lester Howard. 1:08 to go, Luke. Here we go.
So first play of an 2-minute drill, you want to get the quarterback's confidence going. So we might see a screen, might see just a quick 3-step and get it out to a quick hitch or an out route. Something generally safe to get the ball rolling.
Snohomish would definitely love to find a way to tie this up. And looking at Keegan Stitch, who's such a big star for this team and workhorse, 14 carries for 71 yards is what I have, and a touchdown the last time he had the football. And guess who they give it to? Yeah, he's going to not get the first down, but does get good yardage, goes out to the left side, picks up 8 more yards.
And because he did not get the first down, the most important thing he did there was he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Stopped. He only took 4 seconds off the clock, too, and picked up 8 yards. That's good. Let's see.
6.
6, yeah. They said he got out before that, so.
And Stitch again. And, again, curious play calling because they've only called 2 passes, and Oregon attempted 1 because the other was a sack.
Yeah.
So I like to maybe see a little more aggression because, again, Everett, they're not playing any deep safeties. They're man-to-man on every receiver, and they put everyone else in the box. They're daring Snohomish to beat them throwing the ball.
Stitch 16 carries, 79 yards. Now they're going to go to the air. Pass is complete over on the left side.
The numbers, the jersey's all bunched up. I think it might be number 16.
Is that, it looks like
Calvin McDaniel.
Calvin McDaniel. And I can't say I'm a big fan of when they switched the numbers for Snohomish a couple years ago. I don't know that I used to like the old ones a lot, more traditional. Yes, call me old school. He goes to the air again.
Oh!
There's a late hit flag, too.
Yeah, they're going to call it.
Did he hold on to it?
I don't think so, but assuming 15 yards for Snohomish, they're going to probably call unnecessary roughness, hit on a defenseless receiver. That was a shot.
Look at this right here.
First of all, good job by Orgel escaping the rush. Everett sent 6.
The guy coming over from the far side there. Ouch. Oh.
And I don't think he actually hit him in the head. I think it's more the head bouncing off the turf.
Yeah, well, and this you could see like the whiplash effect on the tackle right there. Oh, that's got to hurt.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I think that might have been McDaniel who was the intended receiver who took that hit, and he's being escorted off by a trainer, and they're going to.
Personal foul against the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, results in a first down.
Okay, so that's going to be 3 penalties for now 30 yards against Everett. Just 25 seconds left here in the first half at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Mark Ockett with Luke Windsor, Todd Elvig here. And Snohomish doesn't have much time. Stitch carries the football, but with him, might not need it. Look at this. Going, gone into the end zone. Oh, how about that? 41-yard touchdown for Keegan Stitch. Good gracious.
I was just about to question why they're making that play call, but again, when you got Keegan Stitch, the best running back in probably maybe all of Wesco, 3A and 4A, he's a big play waiting to happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was so fun to watch, the way he broke the one direction and he just kind of kept finding his route there and curled into the end zone.
Well, he always runs hard, but he also has great vision, and he had to have that vision to see where the openings were on that run.
Connor Smith on for the extra point to tie. Ooh, almost blocked. Did he get it through? He did. How about this? It's now a brand new ball game. 14-14 with 16 seconds left in the second quarter.
And if Snohomish comes back and wins this game, we need to remember that sequence where they were able to get a stop and then get the touchdown before halftime, knowing that Everett's going to get the ball to start the second half.
I have Stitch for 17 carries for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's a good night. And
That's a good night.
He's done that in a half.
That's in a half, yeah. So we'll keep it here as we get ready to send it to halftime. Also, another sponsor to thank is GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical right here in Snohomish County. Fox Sports 1380, KRKO AM and FM, and that would be FM 95.3. 16 seconds left. Look at that. Stitch taking it in. I love the new special effects. I tell you, this guy to our right here just keeps adding bells and whistles. He's got a new wireless system for the officials, so it was just crystal clear.
What will he think of next?
Well, that's part of the fun.
Virtual reality? No, probably not.
I just saw his eyebrow lift. So you never know what's coming, but that's what, again, and we want to say, too, with what Todd's doing here in STSPN.com is just a dedication to the schools and being able to provide the best high school football and other sports coverage that you're going to find. And I think you lay these down against any high school coverage in the nation, and I'd like to think we can come out on top with this because of the angles, the coverage, the replays, hopefully the announcers, those kind of things.
I don't know about the color commentary on this broadcast.
So there's the return right there, and 9 seconds on the clock. And it's been fun with each year. I know this is our 5th year being involved with Todd, but he's been at it about 3 years longer than that or so. And but each year we see more and more new additions, and it makes it a lot of fun to see what new bell and whistle is coming out.
Now, it wouldn't shock me here with just 9 seconds left if Everett just gives it to Ballmer up the middle on a dive and just go into halftime tied. But you never know sometimes with high school football.
9 seconds left. Ball's at the 33-yard line. Maggio at quarterback. Handoff.
Ballmer.
That's going to wind it down here. So you got 4 yards to close out the half. Well, this makes for an interesting second half, doesn't it? It sure does.
Yeah, it does.
Tied at 14. Great game out here.
Really almost a tale of 2 quarters because Everett clearly owned that first quarter, but Snohomish made some adjustments on defense and they were able to come back and tie this game in the second quarter.
We got a great second half coming up for you. We'll take a break during halftime, and then we'll come back just before the start of the second half. Again, folks, you see the score right there. It's 14-14. Everett won the first quarter in points, 14-0. Snohomish won the second quarter in points, 14-0. We're going to see what's going to happen in the third and fourth quarter, obviously, right here at Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium. Love this place. It's great to be here for Friday Night Lights and high school football. Stay right with us.
and Mark's son, Luke. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've taught and coached my entire career here with Mark Perry, and he's a true role model to me and many others. I'm honored tonight to have been asked to speak on Mark's behalf for this great recognition and scholarship. Just kind of looking at how much time I have is dangerous to give me a microphone, and especially as humble as Mark is, he wouldn't like us to say too much about him. So for once, he's not in charge, and see how it goes. So I believe it's important that I paint a quick picture for all of you on Mark's coaching career. Mark has spent over 30 years of coaching high school football and wrestling. He has coached at all levels from the middle school to high school and varsity. Mark started his coaching career in 1983 at Valley View Junior High. In 1985 was moved up to the varsity as an assistant with Coach Dick Armstrong. Then in 1995, Mark was hired as the head coach of the Panthers, where he remained head coach for 18 years. During that time, he compiled over 100 wins, won multiple league championships, put several teams in the district and state playoffs. During that time, he was also recognized personally for some of them, which include in 1998 Seattle Times All-Area Football Coach of the Year, in 98 named as Washington State East-West All-Star Head Coach. In 2000 and 2007 was the Seattle Seahawks Coach of the Week. In 2000, he was Region 1 Football Coach of the Year, 2001 Wrestling Coach of the Year, 2002 Wrestling Sportsman of the Year, 2006 Snohomish School District Educator of the Year, which, by the way, AP Calculus teacher and football coach. 2010, he was inducted into the Washington State Wrestling Coaches Hall of Fame, and in 2015, inducted into the Washington State Football Coaches Hall of Fame. Currently, Mark Perry is our athletic director, where he's served the past 4 years. But more than all of the accolades over the last 30 years of coaching high school football and wrestling, Coach Perry has always cherished the relationships that he has developed with his players and their families, along with the great times he had with his assistant coaches. In order to make sure things get done, Mark was and is always the first to arrive and the last one to leave. He gained great influence and respect from his old school mentality that you can't achieve anything without hard work and a gritty effort. Mark has always approached his teaching and coaching career with the same question in mind: what's best for our kids? And finally, Mark has always said that his measure of success was observed by the relationships he created over the years by witnessing his players that he coached become men of integrity, husbands, and good fathers. I'd like to show the influence that Mark has made in the community by asking you, the audience, to participate with me. Would you please stand and remain standing if any of these apply to you? Please stand if you have played for Coach Perry or coached with him. Please stand. Please stand if you have had Mr. Perry as a teacher. Please stand if you have ever cheered with the spirit can led by Mr. Perry at a pep assembly. Please stand if you've ever been an opponent of Coach Mark Perry. And finally, please stand if you are a friend or acquaintance of Mark and his family. As you can see, Mark has made and still making a tremendous positive impact at SHS in the community of Snohomish. Thank you. Please be seated. I'm anxious to see what football player receives this honor of this scholarship. And more than just a coach, Mark's greatest treasures are his wife, Tammy, and his 3 sons, Brad, Luke, and Tanner. He has also just recently become a grandfather to Brad's son, Miles. Here now to speak on Mark's behalf and his family is his son, Luke.
I'm a little bit younger than the last 2 folks that spoke, so my notes are on my phone. Hopefully we can get through this pretty quick. First of all, I obviously want to say thank you to Mr. Cahan and the high school and the Football Boosters Club and the entire community. It's very humbling and very honored to be here talking for my family's behalf. Growing up as a coach and teacher's kid in Snohomish, my brothers and I realized at a pretty young age that was a pretty unique experience. So I wanted to share a couple of stories as we kind of went through that. We first started coming to Friday night football games before we were in kindergarten and sit right up there in that corner, and my younger brother Tanner and I at that point weren't old enough to make it through an entire football game. So by the end of it, my mom would be carrying Tanner all the way back to the car. A lot of you probably know Farmer Ben Krause. He would carry me back to the car as well. So both this campus and Friday night football games have been a big part of our life. As we continued to grow older, one of our favorite things was when summer camp football would roll around, and Mom would drop us off and we would play for hours, whether that was riding our Razor scooters around this campus, building forts out of the football pad dummies, or jumping on the hose when the players were trying to get water to where it'd spray them in the face. We certainly had a lot of fun at summer camp. We continued to grow older and eventually got to the point where we were allowed to be down on the field on Friday night and be ball boys. On a sunny night like this, or a non-rainy night, I guess I should say, a fairly remedial job, but it was the only thing that we wanted to do on Friday night, be able to stand there next to the players and the coaches that we grew up respecting and couldn't wait to be someday. As we continued to grow, we eventually got to the point where we got to put on the uniform and play on Friday night with our dad as our coach. That was certainly a very special experience. It was pretty funny being out on the field. You didn't want to call him dad. It didn't really seem appropriate to your teammates. You didn't want to call him Coach Perry because there was hundreds of people that called him that. So oftentimes we just resorted to saying, hey, hey, until he recognized our voice and would turn around and talk with us. Those are definitely times that all my brothers and I would cherish. And in light of this scholarship, the one thing that was constant throughout all of that was the importance of education and being a teacher that my dad and mom had instilled in all of us boys. So growing up, we were always very happy to share our father with other athletes and other students so that they got to see what a great man he was and got to learn some things from him. Once again, I want to say thank you to you all and to the school. We're very excited to honor our dad on a yearly basis in the name of continued education. I just want to say thank you all.
Please join me in a Pantherific welcome, Coach Mark Perry.
Humbling. I just want to say something real quick. I'm thrilled to have this job, 35 years of being a part of this community, because of the people in this community, because of the families that I got to work with, because of the players I got to work with, because of the coaches I got to work with, and a fantastic community to raise my family in with my wife. I'm humbled, I'm honored, and thank you so much.
Especially those who generously contributed to make pledges of over $2,800. If you're interested in helping support this scholarship effort, please see Tricia Kaminsky. Thank you again. Have a great night and go Panthers!
Shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. You not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We're all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mark Ockett with Luke Windsor, and we get a chance to do high school football. We might have another 1 or 2 left as we go through the season, and I have a blast with this and working with you. This is our 6th season together in one form or the other, either on Fox Sports 1380 FM 95.3 or here on STSPN, or both.
Or KXA at times.
Or KXA at times,
Back in the day, early on.
All tied in. We're all connected together, and we love being a part of it. Look at that score. As you go to the scoreboard, I know Todd will put it up here in a second. It is 14-14 as the Everett Seagulls, the visiting team, scored the first 2 touchdowns, and that was in the first quarter. The first one coming with 4:20 left to go in the first quarter, as it was Christian Balmer getting the handoff from the quarterback Maggio, taking it in. Then they missed the extra point, and then Maggio coming through with a great pass as he connected to Ross Jutter coming through there, and he made it and that was in the first quarter. Elijah Ross Rutter, a 22-yard pass, and that made it 12-0. And then they got Maggio in on a 2-point conversion, 14-0. And then in the second quarter, Snohomish finally getting on the scoreboard. 3:25 left in the second quarter. Keegan Stitch with a 13-yard run. Connor Smith the extra point good. 14-7 at that point. And then not too long afterwards, after Everett had the football, Snohomish got it back, and Keegan Stitch again getting the job done. He had the ball as they started that play with 25 seconds left, took it in 16 seconds left. It took him at least 9 seconds to get down there, and that's by just running then around and through people and everything.
Bobbing and weaving through the defense.
Bobbing and weaving right there, and he took it in from 41 yards out, and Connor Smith's extra point was good to make it 14-14, and that's where we sit right now.
And I don't know about you, Mark, but I'm a little surprised that this game is tied going in. I thought Snohomish, being one of the 2 co-favorites in the West Coast South, should be taking care of business, but Everett has come to play tonight, and this triple option offense, it's something that you don't see every day now that more and more teams are running the spread, and it took the Snohomish defense a long time to finally adjust and to start playing assignment football where guys are just doing their job and not worrying about everyone else, because that's how you stop an offense like this. And so now I think it's back on the Everett coaching staff to make some adjustments so they can get the ball moving again, because their last 2 or 3 times with the ball, they really were stymied.
So what does Everett do at this point?
Well, quite often, so I go back to Paul Johnson, the coach at Georgia Tech. They run this offense, and he ran it when he was the head coach at Navy before at Georgia Tech. He knows what adjustments to make based on who keeps making the tackles. So does the Everett coaching staff, do they know this offense that well enough to be able to make those adjustments? Because what was happening was early on when they'd start when Everett would show the dive, the Snohomish defensive ends, they'd crash on the dive, and Maggio, the quarterback for Everett, he'd pull it out and keep it himself, because the defensive ends, their job is the quarterback in playing this offense. Now that they stopped doing that, now I think it's going to be up to Maggio to either start giving back to Ballmer on the dive, or keep himself and then start actually pitching out to the pitchbacks, or pull him back and trying to see if they can catch the Snohomish defense creeping in and try to get some passes over the top.
That's Luke Windsor. I'm Mark Ockett, and we get set for the start of the second half. Just to look at the standings in West Coast South 3A, Snohomish on top, overall record of 3-1 and 2-0 coming into today's game. Edmonds Woodway then right after them at 1-0. Shorecrest, Meadowdale, and Everett all 1-1. Sherwood had not played any games in conference yet. They were 2-2 overall in non-league play. Mount Lake Terrace 0-1, Linwood 0-2. Wesco North, Oak Harbor, and Ferndale on top, each 1-0, but Oak Harbor and Ferndale also 4-0 for the season. And Lake Stevens is tied with Monroe and Glacier Peak coming into tonight's action. Lake Stevens and those other two teams each 2-0, but it's a romping going on there between Monroe and Glacier Peak, or let's see, Lake Stevens and Jackson. Yeah, and both of those, Monroe was leading 22-0 at the end of the first quarter, and Lake Stevens was leading 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. So maybe we might get an update on that here as we are heading towards the second half. So the Everett Seagulls, because they kicked off first, will receive the ball to start the second half, and Snohomish won the coin toss at the beginning of the game, and they elected to receive, and so they will now kick off. So we'll see how this all works out. Connor Smith is set to kick off for the Snohomish Panthers, and we're getting ready for the start of the second half. That one's deep, taken by the deep man back there. That's Elijah Ross Rudder, and he's out to the 20-yard line, 25-30, 35-40, and goes down. Great return from the 5-yard line. Might have got it out to the 44, which is would be a return of 39 yards. That was a slick-looking play and moves right there.
And he just used his speed to get around the outside and turn the corner up the field. Was able to beat whoever the outside contain was on the Snohomish kickoff team, and got a big return. And now that sets up Everett with great field position. They're going to mark him down actually I don't think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 39.
So still a really solid return that time of 34 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Gabe Maggio at quarterback for the Everett Seagulls. No running room there.
I think they gave it to Ballmer on the dive, and you got to give the Snohomish defensive line credit. They gave Ballmer no room to run, and so now I think you're going to see maybe more fake dives and see Maggio handling the ball more, either in play action passing or running the option with the pitch man.
Christian Ballmer, 10 carries for 44 yards. Second down, 10 yards to go. That ball just moved a few inches. Anybody's ball game out here. Tied at 14. And in this case, a ways to go. Some movement now. There's Maggio thrown across the middle. Great catch right there by Ross Rudder. And he keeps going. So from the 39-yard line, finally taken out of bounds.
That's a 38 or 37.
I'm going to say the 38, so we're going to look at 23 yards on the passing play.
And Ross Rudder, he's showing to be a guy that you get him the ball in some space, and he can be dangerous. And, again, Everett does a good job. They saw that Snohomish was very aggressive on the dive, so Maggio fakes the dive, drop back, and hit Ross Rudder on a slant route.
I have Maggio at 3 for 5 in passing, 64 yards. Ross Rutter, 2 receptions for 45 yards and a touchdown. Straight up the middle and now towards the left side a little bit. That's Maggio. Great run. He takes it from the 39-yard line to the 26 of Snohomish, and it is starting to look like the first quarter. 13 yards for Maggio. Gabe Maggio now 10 carries for 65 yards.
And the defensive ends that time on Snohomish, they lost their discipline. They bid on the dive and allowed Maggio to get the read that he wanted to keep it, and then he got upfield for the first down.
You see on your screen, Monroe leading Glacier Peak 42-0 at halftime. Wow is right.
Running clock.
And Lake Stevens was beating up on Jackson in that second quarter, too. There's a penalty flag.
Someone jumped on the line of scrimmage. Just a matter of what direction are we going.
I see Todd's having fun with the new gadget there.
What kind of new graphic can I do
what
now?
kind of new graphic can I put in there? But, it's nice to have those scores up on the screen like that. That will go against Snohomish.
So now it sets up a 1st and 5, and if I'm Everett, the play caller for Everett, I'm very tempted now to almost use this as a free play and maybe call play action and take a shot at the end zone to get the lead back.
14 first downs in the game for the Everett Seagulls. 1st and 5. Ball at the 21-yard line. This offense takes time off the clock and has been getting good field position. A run like that helps out.
Keyshawn Love on a counter where they'll fake the dive to the fullback going one way, and then Love coming back the other way behind a couple pulling linemen. So much defense did a good job defending that.
He's got 5 carries for 23 yards. And straight ahead.
Ballmer on the dive. I think he's going to get enough for the first.
He's got it. Let's give him a couple yards on that one. Ballmer helps out again. 11 carries, 46 yards, and another first down for the Everett Seagulls. 9:34 on the clock.
And that's the thing in this offense. In this offense, the fullbacks are going to get the bulk of the carries. Don't expect him to be the leading rusher, but he is the workhorse of the offense in moving the chains.
First down, 10 yards to go at the 15-yard line. And Gabe Maggio takes it in. I see a penalty flag. Far side, though, as he goes into the end zone from the 15-yard line, but let's see what the call is here. You saw it there as he was heading in.
Could be a hold or a block in the back, I think.
I think either one of those is safe to say. Maybe a block in the back as to where that was thrown.
Because it was thrown where.
It is a hold. I should have guessed the other way. But it didn't seem, from that angle, didn't it seem like it was.
Either way, it was behind the play, and that's the type of penalty that will drive a coach nuts because why? Once the running back is past you, you don't need to touch anybody.
Block in the back, number 1 on the offense. 10-yard spot of the foul.
Hey.
Still first down.
All right. The way he looked like it was a hold indication he gave on the field, but it was a block.
Well, he was on the far hash. Tough to tell sometimes.
All right, so we have first down and 10 yards to go.
But potentially a costly penalty because it wiped out a touchdown.
Yeah. 3 in that triple option back there. Had plenty of time, and Maggio's going to hang on to it and not get much on that play.
That was a yard. Slow developing play there because
to say the least.
He had the ball in Ballmer's. Look like it was in Ballmer's gut for the longest time, and there's a lot of little indecision on whether you wanted to give it to Ballmer or keep it himself. And he ended up keeping it and only managed a yard.
And that's really where the option comes in at that point. What do I want to do here?
Yeah, and that it's credit to the Snohomish defense by causing an indecision by everyone playing their assignment and making it tough for the quarterback to make his read.
2nd and 9. Maggio at quarterback. Ballmer Ballmer's going to muscle ahead a little bit, but not much. 2 yards.
And again with
like you were saying,
with the dive being with yards on the dive so tough to come by now, I think play action or Maggio, at least getting Maggio on the edge with the option to either keep it or throw it is the way to go here for Everett.
3rd and 6 is what they have, and the ball will be at the 12-yard line.
Watch out for Ross Rudder on a fade route.
Too wide to the right, as you see. Maggio, there he goes, out far to the right side and too far. The intended receiver that time was Ross Rudder. And Maggio now 3 for 6. That's going to bring up 4th down and 6 yards to go, and the ball will be at the 12-yard line.
And I think Everett's going to send in a field goal unit. I called the play right there. I'll pat myself on the back, but his ball was just overthrown. And when you have a receiver with Ross's Rudder ability, don't overthrow it. Give him put the ball up high, but keep it in the field of play. Give him a chance to go up and get it.
Good point. Field goal attempt coming up, and this will be from 29 yards. David Eisencraft to attempt this 29-yarder. A little bit high on the snap. Kick is up, and it's good. Just had to make sure he didn't go wide right on that one, but big field goal for Eisencraft there here in the 3rd quarter. 7:41 left to go, and our first field goal of the game. The Everett Seagulls are leading the Snohomish Panthers 17-14 on STSPN.com. And we'll be back with more exciting action from Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ.
Exactly. Welcome back here, and we are live at Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium on the roller coaster here, as you see.
I hope you don't get motion sickness.
Yeah, make sure you have your Dramamine in your system. All right, so we look 7:41 left. David Eisencraft coming through with a 29-yard field goal, but they did miss on that play where they had the block in the back, Luke. And
it cost them a touchdown, and that's 4 points.
Right. So we'll see if that comes back to haunt them. It should be Stitch over there on the near side at the 5-yard line, already up to the 20. 25 goes down, and that's where they get going. We got to keep an eye on that Cougar USC game too. We've got so caught up in this one, and we had plenty. You bring plenty of Phil and different things to talk about, and we thought, well, we might have a chance to get to that. So we hadn't got to it yet, although we were checking at halftime. And what was it, 7-3 USC?
7-3 SC with 5 minutes to go. And now it's 10-7 Cougars. 13:56 to go in the 2nd quarter.
How big would a win be for WSU?
Luke Falk on a screen pass to Tavares Martin Jr. for a 28-yard
touchdown.
Fumble
here. And right there, falling on it, is Langdon Orgill.
See, that's a good snap. He's got to get that. That was a good snap.
Didn't see any problems there. So it's going to be a loss of 6 yards, 2nd down, and 16 yards to go for the Panthers of Snohomish.
Messina on a fly.
Messina taking the carry, and he's not going anywhere. Didn't fly too well on that one, loses 3 yards.
That was Keyshawn Love, who they list him as a defensive back, but in this defense, they're almost playing him more like a linebacker, and he read that right away. Good scrape off the rear of the defensive end, made the tackle.
3rd down, 19 yards to go. The ball's at the 18-yard line of Snohomish, trailing 17-14. We're moving towards halfway through the 3rd quarter. Still lots of time, but you don't want to sit around waiting too long. Incomplete. Orgill's now 1 for 5 in passing, and it was deflected by Daniel Demidov.
Good play. They're trying to hit. Orgill was trying to hit a receiver on the backside on a slant route, and Demidov read the quarterback size all the way and was able to get a hand on that pass, set up 4th down.
Elijah Ross Ryder is going to be the deep man for the Everett Seagulls. Wow, will they have great field position right here.
And with
actually, that's Keyshawn Love back deep. Just reset that one. Okay. Kick high in the air. He's calling for a fair catch, and we'll take it right about midfield. Great field position. And with the way that the Seagulls have been playing in this game, and taking time off the clock and moving the ball, shoot, they might be able to run the quarter out here and pick something up at the tail end of that.
This becomes a very big defensive possession now for Snohomish because, again, they were able to do it once in the first half, coming back from 2 scores down to tie it. But against this kind of offense, that's a hard ask to do twice in a game.
So Snohomish will have it 1st and 10 Everett will have it 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line here on STSPN.com. Mark Ockett, Luke Windsor, Todd Elvig here with you. And we'll see what the Seagulls can do. Gabe Maggio at quarterback. He's going to pitch over, and getting the football will be Ateem Moultrie, and he takes it down all the way inside, well inside Snohomish territory, and going to go out of bounds with a big 1st down carry that time.
And credit the rest of the Everett offensive line. They created a seal that allowed Moultrie to get outside. That's his first carry, and I'm thinking, why haven't you gotten him the ball soon a few times before?
Wow, where did he come from? So let's take a look at this guy here. We've seen him, and a team Moultrie, 5'11", 170-pound senior, and so he took it from the 49 of Everett, and that all the way down to the 12-yard line.
But great play call because Snohomish has been doing a great job of the stuff in the dive in the last possession between the tackles. Go outside, try to loosen things up.
Everett creeps a little bit closer.
Maggio got all the way down to the 5 on a keeper.
So Maggio takes it from the 12-yard line to just outside the 5. 7 yards on the carry, and more importantly, getting closer to the end zone.
And this offense, the explosive play that we just saw a couple plays before, doesn't happen very often with this offense, but it's more like a death by 1,000 paper cuts, and they'll get these 5, 6, 7-yard gains and just wear you out.
Man in motion, and Maggio's going to keep it. He's taking it into the end zone. Should be in there.
Put the arms up.
Touchdown.
Yes.
Finally get those hands in the air. Touchdown for the Everett Seagulls. Maggio from the 5-yard line.
And watching the replay, Snohomish, they read the dive right away, and Maggio saw the linebacker coming in hard too. So almost right as Ballmer was about to get tackled, Maggio pulls it out, and because the linebackers bit so hard on the dive fake, there was no one there to take Maggio.
Look at that open up for him right there. And he's just quick too. He's sneaky quick.
But more importantly in this offense, you need a good decision maker, and that's what he's been doing tonight.
That's a very true point right there. He's been making very excellent decisions all night long. The point is good, and it is 24-14. And it's starting to look more like the first quarter again as Everett has found their momentum.
Give a lot of credit to the Everett offensive coaches for making some adjustments. I think they're trying to get more and more. They're seeing that so much is doing a good job stuffing the dive with Ballmer. So use Ballmer more as a decoy, fake him the ball, get out to the off tackle on the perimeter, and try to get some yards that way.
David Eisencraft, who missed the extra point on the first touchdown, has now got a momentum going himself because he had the 29-yard field goal, now connects on the extra point here, and it's 24-14. Got another update at halftime. Lake Stevens leads Jackson 42-7. Lake Stevens 42, Jackson 7.
You got to wonder how much that double overtime loss last week is taken out of Jackson, because that's usually a pretty big game for them, and they're just getting smoked.
10-point lead right here. Lots of football left, 5:30. And Everett playing very, very full of confidence right here.
And now I really think the Snohomish offensive coaches, they need to put the ball in the air and use Stitch as a decoy.
Football! And there's Everett getting right on the football, at least initially. I think they have it.
I think so too. Big moment in the game right here.
That would be at the 31-yard line, and man, what a backbreaker that kind of thing could be. Yes, it is Everett football. Oh, my. Let's see who had trouble with it here.
One of the upbacks.
There's two guys running into each other, and one of them for Snohomish.
41.
Yeah, Jaden McClure. And, Todd, can we see that one more time? I want to see, again, there was two of them, and McClure was one of them. He looked like he actually.
Oh, guy going backwards, too.
Yeah, can't quite. It's a 30-something, but 30. I don't want to say it if I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Tough break.
Huge moment, and now Everett can really put a stranglehold on this game if they can go up, get a touchdown on the board.
1st and 10, they go from the 31-yard line of Snohomish. Everett's already scored 10 points here in the quarter after it was tied at 14 at halftime. Swing a pass out, Dakota Brodell. It is complete and good yardage.
I think that was actually a backwards pass. It was
No,
close. It was very close, but either way, good play there for Everett to pick up another first down.
Brodell's made it. No, I think they're just short. I think they're short by about a half yard. Isn't that right? I see it.
Oh, yeah, okay, they are short. My mistake.
But, no, it's all right. Lord knows I've done that. So, let's see here. We got 73 yards for Maggio. 2nd down and 1. There's the pitch. Is that Ballmer?
No, it's
That's
12.
12, isn't it? Yeah. So it's Jaden Goodrich. Ballmer wears 22. Jaden Goodrich getting the pitch that time as they, again, work another player in that we have not seen.
They faked the dive to Ballmer, and he drew the attention of two Snohomish defensive linemen who brought him down, but he didn't have the ball. And Maggio, again, great decision, pitching out to Goodrich, who picked up the first down and sets up a 1st and goal.
I've Everett for 17 first downs, and it's 1st and goal.
It feels like a lot more.
It does, doesn't it? I might have missed one, so let's give him 18. We've been trying
just in case.
Oh, a little trouble on the handoff that time.
I think he fumbled the snap, but he still picked it up and got 2 yards out of it.
And the clock moving still. You see it there, 4:40 and less. Well, this would be tough for Snohomish if Everett pops it in there. And Everett has looked really strong here in the quarter.
And if you think coming back from a 2-score deficit against a team that runs this type of offense is tough, if Everett can score a touchdown, that makes it a 3-score game. Really difficult task, especially given the stage of the game that we're in.
We are in the 3rd quarter here. Straight up ahead, not getting much running room.
Maggio.
Is Maggio.
Well, looks like they sent a blitz right up the A-gap, and the blitzing linebacker took out Ballmer, so Maggio saw that and just kept it himself and got what he could.
Picked up a couple yards on the carry. 14 carries for 80 yards, unofficial. Again, you look over at that clock periodically or on the screen for our viewers and go, They keep grinding it out. It's 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Maggio's going to keep it again. He gets the nose of the football ahead. Did he get it in there? Yeah. Maggio gets the touchdown from 3 yards out. How about this? And that's with 3:26 left here in the quarter.
It was close as to whether or not his hip hit the turf first before he got the ball, broke the plane, but the official who had the best view of it said he scored. So touchdown Everett, and wow, this is turning into a shocker.
David Eisencraft will come on. Maggio will hold. Eisencraft hit the 29-yard field goal earlier than the extra point not that long ago. See, that was at 5:30. So you got the field goal at 7:41 to go. And then they scored at 5:30 to go. Now here's another one up. He's got plenty of leg on that one. It's good. 31-14. Everett leading Snohomish on Snohomish's home turf. Well, we got 3:26 left to go in the 3rd quarter, so you add it all up. Regulation time, that's 15 minutes and 26 seconds. We're going to bring it back here in just a bit, and Luke will tear this one apart to see what Snohomish might have to try to do to get this job done, if they can.
Your American dream is out there, so go get it. Dreams don't come easy. They're gonna make you work for it. So put on your work boots, fire up your laptop, pour yourself a cup of coffee, because there's gonna be some late nights. American Family Insurance is your American dream insurance. We protect your home, your car, your business, and the most valuable thing you will ever own. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
We are back live at Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium. I guess because I've had the opportunity to do games up here. The first one I did here was in '93, which is a few years ago, and I've always felt just a kinship with this stadium. I think because Tom Lafferty and myself, and we had a real good time, and it was I think Kurt Marsh was in with us, and we just had a lot of good time, a lot of fun together here, all of us that night, and then it's carried forward all these years that it just has a real good feeling in this stadium.
And the ball just got moved up 15 yards because I guess there was a roughing the kicker on the extra point. So now Everett's going to kick the ball off from the Snohomish 45.
Well, that is just really difficult for the Panthers. When it rains, it pours, even though we've had pretty good weather this afternoon and evening. Well, that one's going to go well out, almost a field goal in itself from out there at the 45. And tell you what, Eisencraft's got a pretty solid leg on him.
If he'd hit that one straight, that might have had a chance to go through.
Yeah, so the Panthers will get the football back. 3:26 left to go in the third quarter, but they're down by 17 points. It was tied at halftime, 14 apiece, and Everett has blasted ahead. So now, if you're just tuning in, Everett took a 14-0 lead in the first quarter, and Snohomish countered with 14 of their own. Stitch from the 20-yard line to the 22.
And I get it, Stitch has the capability of hitting the home run anytime he gets the ball, but you can't rely on that in the running game. You have to, I think, Snohomish really has to start trusting Orgill and putting the ball up in the air.
Well, it's going to spread the offense and force the other team to make some adjustments out there. Then you go back to Stitch. Then you go back to Messena. Like right there, they're going to Messena, and he's not going anywhere.
And it was
stuffed.
Keyshawn Love again, who's having a great game, playing more like a linebacker. Again, Everett's defense, they are going man-to-man on every receiver, and they're playing with no deep safety. It's straight cover zero, and they're daring Snohomish to throw the ball, and that's something that Snohomish has been unwilling to do so far. And now I think they really have to because it's 3rd and long.
Snohomish feeling it right here, 3rd and 11. Ball's at the 19. Going to the pass right here, a little long though. That's going to go about 3 yards past the intended receiver that time.
Looking for number 8.
I think it is number 8 right there. Trenton Brown, it looks like, out of the slot.
And I would like to see more of that earlier in the game, even whether you complete them or not. Just force the Everett defense to back off, and that would create more room for your running game.
I have Orgill at 1 for 6 in passing.
That's obviously not enough completions, but I don't think that's enough attempts either.
As far as what one would hope for him to have, correct?
Yeah, because just to provide some balance in the offense, it creates more room for your running back, especially Keegan Stitch, and it makes you just harder to defend.
Well, that one lands on the turf at the 40-yard line, and guess who's going to have the football back again? The Everett Seagulls. They've already scored 17 points here in the third quarter. Mark Ockett with Luke Windsor, and if you like these broadcasts, these webcasts, and on the World Wide Web and on your phone, let your athletic director know. Let him know how much you like him. I feel like Bob Ross on the old Joy of Painting. Let your.
But you don't have the afro.
No, I don't, but sure love that show. Very relaxing. There he goes. I think that's Ballmer ahead for 2 yards. You know, he'd say, let your station manager know. Let him know. Let him know like yet. And we'll get you on we'll get those shows to you. Let your athletic director know that how much you appreciate what we're trying to accomplish here, because we want to keep adding more games on the schedule and keeping you covered. And again, we thank all of our sponsors. We'll run them down for you in a little bit.
Now, if I'm Everett coach Doug Trainer, I'm telling quarterback Gabe Maggio, do not snap the ball until you see the back judge put his arm up, because the back judge is the one in charge of the play clock, and he will put his arm up when gets to 5 seconds.
Well, that's Balmer again.
No,
No, is that 12?
I think it's 12.
Yeah, it is. It is Jaden Goodrich again with the carry. Mr. Goodrich. He goes and carries it for 10 yards.
And another first down, and it's surely like Everett's going to keep the ball for the remainder of this quarter and well into the fourth.
Goodrich, he has a couple of carries for 22 yards. Everett now with 19 first downs. Go ahead.
It's been primarily Balmer and Maggio, but they've gotten some explosive plays in the running game when they get some of the wing backs involved.
To Goodrich out there. There's a penalty flag. But were they drawn off?
Yeah,
That's what they're claiming.
The official is just signaled offside, so it's going to be against Snohomish.
The official decision and now being marched off there. And there's just more salt on the wound.
And it just seems like in this third quarter, Snohomish just can't do anything right.
So true. Now, again, run down the officials for you. Referee is Jim Erickson. The umpire is Scott Yanagita. Linesman Wayne Anthony. The line judge Rick Hecht. And the back judge Ken Mays. Clock is moving. 1 minute to go.
And if I'm Everett, I'm trying to milk as much clock as I can on every snap. Again, don't snap the ball until the back judge puts his arm up to signify that there's 5 seconds left on the play clock. And just bleed it out.
That's going to be Maggio keeping the football close to first down yardage, maybe a tad short with his knee went down.
Sets up a second and short, and if you're Everett, you'll take this down and distance all night long.
Look at that, just a yard to go.
Oh.
There's a brick wall for Balmer to run into.
Yeah, there was a Ryan Douglas, defensive lineman for linebacker for Snohomish. He made that tackle like he had some frustration to get out.
Yeah, it's been building through the night. So Balmer now 14 carries, 22 yards. They still have to get that 1 yard. And that is the end of the third quarter, and a very successful third quarter for the Everett Seagulls. They score 17 points. Snohomish shut out in the quarter like they were in the first quarter, and it is 31-14 here at Snohomish at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Mark Ockett, Luke Windsor, Todd Elvig here on STSPN.com. We've got the fourth quarter coming up next.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back. We are at Snohomish going to the fourth quarter. And that last one, just like the first one, was all Everett Seagulls. I'm Mark Ockett with Luke Windsor. And the Everett Seagulls have the football. Their home games are at Everett Memorial Stadium across the trestle from us. Second down.
Third
down, excuse me. I was looking, and 1.
Maggio
hangs on to it, so he takes it from the 38-yard line to the 31, a 7-yard gain.
And again, great decision by Maggio. He fakes the dive, saw that the defense is almost the whole Snohomish defense collapsed on Balmer, faking the dive, and then Maggio just kind of goes around that, keeps it himself, picks up the first down.
Well, that moves the ball to the 31-yard line, and again, a whole new fresh set of downs.
And that means another possible 2 to 3 minutes of clock burned up by Everett just on this set of downs alone.
21 first downs for the Everett Seagulls. Maggio back behind center. Everett's ball game at this point in time, Everett's football game. And USC leading WSU now 17-10, 9:12 left in the second quarter.
We're going to have a false start on Everett, or I think more of like an illegal shift.
That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Everett now with 5 penalties for 45 yards. Moves the ball back to the 36-yard line. Time is definitely now a factor for Snohomish, especially since Everett has the football.
And even on this drive, Everett doesn't have to score. They just want to eat up as much clock as they possibly can, just make it that much more difficult for the Snohomish offense.
1st and 15 at this point. Maggio with the pitch. Good ankle tackle that time. Getting the ball was Ateem Moultrie.
And it was Tyler Messina coming up from his defensive back spot, making that tackle in the backfield. Sets up 2nd and long.
Moultrie had the 39-yard run earlier. This time, nothing. 2 carries for those 39 yards. But again, you look at the scoreboard, you look at the up here on the screen, and that clock just keeps ticking down. And Everett isn't really speeding up to the line. They have the luxury.
There's no need to be in any sort of hurry for Everett. Take your time.
Yeah, and you want to play smart here too. You don't want to get rigid, but at the same time, you don't want to get too loosey-goosey that you cough it up. That's in the air and looking nice. Oh, just a drop. That pass was there. And the miss that time by Elijah Ross Rudder. Well, he's made some other great plays tonight, but that was in the breadbasket. I mean, he laid it right there. Watch this.
Perfect pass.
It was.
Went right through his hands.
Oh!
I mean, that's 6 points. that
would ice the game right there. I mean, that and an extra point makes it 38-14, and boy, you just hate to see that happen. And I feel for the kid right now, but
and I actually like that aggression. You try to go for the jugular, put the game away right now.
Well, they had the right thinking right there. 3rd down, 15. Balmer, more. Keeps going, spins around. He's got the 1st down. Man, that guy's been fun to watch tonight.
He's the workhorse of this offense. That'll obviously definitely help his per carry average, but he's the guy that typically they're asking him to get 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of black rubber on this field turf. But for him to be able to pick up that 1st down on 3rd and 15 is huge and a potential backbreaker for the Panthers.
I have Balmer, 15 carries, 72 yards. He's just been working hard and really contributing at every step of the way. Another 1st down for the Everett Seagulls, 22 in the game. 1st and 10 just inside the 20-yard line and just inside 10 minutes. We'll have the awarding of the player of the game shirt. Look, Maggio hangs onto it. Down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 5.
My vote would be for Maggio.
I think that's a great choice.
He's like a conductor out there with an orchestra running this offense, and it's a throwback offense, but it's fun to see.
It really is, and you made a great point earlier that his decision-making has been so good.
Again, it's not about the stats so much as just running the offense efficiently and making great decisions.
2nd down, 6. Ball just outside the 15-yard line. There's a penalty flag near side to us.
Probably a false start.
9:09 to go in the 4th quarter.
They're marching it back, so it is against Everett.
6 penalties for 50 yards. And that's going to move it just outside the 20-yard line.
Right now my pick would be
11.
Maggio, but you could give honorable mention to Ross Rudder. Despite the drop pass, he's done a lot of other, including that forced fumble that prevented a Snohomish touchdown, and Balmer for being the workhorse of the offense.
Yeah, I mean, Everett's got lots of candidates. Snohomish would have to really bring something big here to try to get the victory, to get that player of the game. The line helping out right there, too.
Great push for Balmer up the middle, getting those penalty yards back and then some.
The Bomber's going to take it down to the 12-yard line. He gets, looks like 9 yards on the play and 81 yards in the game.
We'll set up a third and about
3. And you look at, and about every time we look up, another minute has gone off the clock. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Ball is on the 12-yard line. Everett pulling, oh, there's a flag across field there.
Someone jumped, and the Everett players are clapping, so maybe against Snohomish, and 5 free yards and a first down.
Yeah.
And at this stage in the game, Snohomish cannot afford these self-inflicted wounds.
That's going to be the case.
So, based on last week with Evans Woodway beating the same Everett team 43-14, with tonight happening, if the score holds, you really have to put Evans Woodway in the driver's seat in the Wesco 3A South, one would think.
Yeah, that's a good point. So you've got 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Take a look at the remaining schedules for these teams, too. Up straight ahead. And into the end zone. That's Balmer. Balmer from 7 yards out.
And if Dandy Don Meredith were here, he might be singing Turn Out the Lights.
Turn out the lights. I mean,
the party's over.
The way it is now, the Panthers getting way up there.
It really might take Snohomish scoring about 4 touchdowns and recovering 3 onside kicks. I don't think they can afford to give.
Mathematically, it doesn't seem to. It's going to. Well, yeah.
If Everett gets the ball back, game over.
And Everett's been doing a good job of finding ways to get the ball back. There it is. The touchdown is just good, and the extra point, and that is on the money. 7:25 left to go here in the 4th quarter, and the Everett Seagulls build up now a 38-14 lead. They're going to turn some heads with this one.
Yeah, I think a lot of the coaches in Wesco 3A, when they see this score, I think the initial reaction might be, whoa.
Well, yeah, and that's what makes it really fun as we go the rest of the way. We're essentially about the halfway point here, a little past it, to what's coming up the rest of the way, and that's where we can take a look at what games are coming the rest of the way for these teams. So you've got, for the Everett Seagulls, they will be playing next week at home at Everett Memorial Stadium against Shorecrest. That's part of a doubleheader. They'll have that at 5 o'clock. And then they're on the road for 2 straight weeks, and that will be Marysville-Pilchuck on the 13th, and then playing at Meadowdale as part of a doubleheader at the 8 o'clock game. So the Marysville game's at 7 on the 13th, Meadowdale's in at 8 o'clock on the 20th, and then their homecoming for Everett October 27th when they host Linwood. That's a part of a doubleheader at 8 o'clock. And then you look at what the crossover is going to be on Tuesday, October 31st.
But those
and
are
then
all
week 10 crossover games. So, I mean, there's a lot to lay in there as to what could be coming up.
But those are all very winnable games for Everett.
Oh, absolutely.
So they could really be onto something here.
Taken by an up man for Snohomish, just inside the 30, and kind of up a little bit further there to the 41. With the taking the ball that time for Snohomish was Jaden McClure. And you take a look here for the Snohomish Panthers. They play at Squalicum 7 o'clock next week, at Shorecrest 8 o'clock the following week as part of a doubleheader. Then they've got Mount Lake Terrace here for homecoming on the 20th. And that's the 7 o'clock game. Edmonds Woodway. Again, big game. It could be on the 27th down there.
Yeah, and Keegan Stitch, they handed him the ball, and he just got stuffed in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
And it does get to that point where you go, the man can only do so much.
And why are you not throwing the ball? Because you need to get chunks of yardage, and you need to do it in a hurry.
19 carries, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's got all the scoring for the points for the Snohomish Panthers. Second down, 12 yards to go. Orgill. Langdon Orgill trying to run out of trouble, and he's going to get just a little ahead of where he was to begin with.
And it's Daniel Damanoff in pursuit and making the tackle for a short gain there. Again, great coverage by the Everett defensive backs, as there's no one open for Orgill to get the ball to.
It's nice as a Wazoo graduate to look on in the scoring and see that game front and center on the all the different services there for providing those. That ball is going to be broken up. Nice defense again by Elijah Ross Rutter. That again, you're talking about what a great game he has played.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Maggio's masterful running of the offense, Ross Rutter would be right there for player of the game.
4th down. Well, look at that. It's 4th down. That means that
they're punting, and by Snohomish punting at this point in the game, it looks like Coach Smalley is throwing up the white flag.
Under the 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and fair catch. The Everett player is not going to get to it. Back there was Elijah Ross Rutter. That's a tongue twister a little bit. Elijah Ross Rutter. Okay. Hopefully I've said it right more than I've said it wrong.
ERR.
38-14, you see the score on your screen. We got more great programming coming up on STSPN.com. Have another Friday night football game next week. And I do, before we wind out here tonight, want to make sure that I get all the mentions of our wonderful sponsors. Our presenting sponsor for the 2017 fall sports season, Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. Ace is the place in Lake Stevens. Really nice facility over there. I get in a hardware store like that, I don't get out for hours. And the Eaglestads will make you feel at home.
New fullback in the game, Jerry Denham, the 6'4", 250-pound sophomore. That's a big kid playing
That's
fullback.
a load. So Dunham gets 4 yards.
And he's a sophomore, so that he looks like an intriguing prospect for the next level.
Yeah, that's true.
And Ross Rutter, he's 6'4", 185 and got some athletic ability. There might be some schools, I don't know at what level per se, that are going to be looking at him to play some ball for them.
I like the way he plays. He's athletic.
Yeah, he very dangerous in space.
And on earth, too. There's the pitch right there. That's a Team Moultrie. Another good carry for him. Takes it to the 47-yard line. It's like 15 yards on the carry.
And a new quarterback in there for Everett, number 4, Ethan Ollie, a 6'2", 180-pound junior. So, yeah, Coach Smalley, he kind of threw up the white flag, so now Everett's getting some of their backups in on
And that's
offense.
good sportsmanship,
yeah.
too. Yeah, I mean, this ball game is going to be going to the Everett Seagulls with the 38-14 lead. They've got the ball. They got another first down.
And just that grinded-out ball control offense they run.
Ball's at the 48-yard line. Straight ahead they go with Ballmer. Ballmer takes it, looks like 4 yards this time.
Again, just
4 yards in a cloud of pebbles. Yeah, I was reading that they're going to be switching sports, but they've got it set and approved to completely put artificial turf field into the Everett Memorial Baseball Stadium.
Interesting.
That's going to be coming to that, which is, yeah, it's very, although it's great from a maintenance standpoint.
I've never, would this be one of the first minor league stadiums to do that?
You know, I think there's some that have infield, but they have infield and outfield. That's we're doing some research on, but where I do a lot of sports for the Washington Huskies, and one of them is baseball, public address for them, and their whole field is all field turf, and it looks great, and it's much easier to take care of.
In this part of the country, the one thing it'll save on time the ground crews out there, especially on a rainy day.
Yeah, and, you know, economically it helps quite a bit, too. It should hold up for quite some time. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. And can we look at our player of the game at this point in time, since I know we have to sign off fairly quickly once we get wrapped here tonight.
Gabe Maggio.
Are we going to bring him up? Okay, good. I saw Todd moving the camera around and stuff, and again, we have to get up pretty early in the morning to stay up with his technological updates, and it looks like we're going to have that right up in here. So we have the pitch this time to Ateem Moultrie. Another first down. He's stacking them up.
That sounds like a broken record when you say first down Everett tonight. They have.
Yeah, I have them for 25, give or take. We do our best to try to keep track of that so we can give you, pretty close, I would hope, idea of what's going on.
And they have
numbers-wise.
And they're just slightly better than 50% on third down, which is very important.
Yeah, what do you have them total at there?
They're 6 out of 11 on third down.
Jeez.
Which at any level, that's really good.
And do you have them for what's fourth down for them?
1 for 2.
Well, still that's 50% there. So you take a look at their, as we have a timeout called. You take a look at what they've done on both, and that's charged to Everett, on both third and fourth downs. That means that they're 7 for 12, right? Or 7 for 13.
Yes.
7 for 13 is excellent. What about Snohomish?
Snohomish on third down, and this is a very important stat as far as their offense, 2 out of 8.
Yeesh.
And 1 for 2 on fourth down.
Let's take a look at what's going on there for the SC WSU game. Southern Cal leading 17-10 over the Cougars, and that's with 40 seconds left in the second quarter.
Close game.
Now WSU was up 10-7, but USC has scored twice since then. And I also want to check another score right here. Mariners leading the Angels 5-2, top of the 7th. They have guaranteed themselves an under 500 season.
Well, when you've had a mostly AAA pitching staff for quite a bit of the year,
amazing.
That they were even in it for as long as they were was kind of
I
impressive.
agree. It's really boggles the mind when you think about it. Credit to the offense. And there's a give. Daniel Demondoff is in, gets the carry. We'll get his name in there.
So again, Everett getting some different guys the ball now that they have this game under wraps. And again, I think one more first down and they can start taking a knee.
Look at the V set, the V formation, correct?
A coach's favorite play to call, victory set. And I know a lot of teams every Thursday in practice, they practice victory set.
Second down, 7 yards to go, just inside the 30-yard line. Dragging it out on the left side that time.
Is that Goodrich?
That was Goodrich again. Didn't get anything on it, but at this point in time, they're getting time wound off the clock.
He stayed in bounds.
Look at this. This is us. Hey. You notice my Cougar hat right here? I've got this going right here. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. I mean, wait a minute. Didn't we just hear him say announcements for the Huskies? Yes. Yes, I do. I love it there. I have a great time. But this is when I went to school. They had the broadcast program. You do the math.
This isn't the South where you meet as a trader. This isn't Alabama or Auburn.
Yeah.
Things are a little friendlier up here.
Straight up ahead. Meanwhile, back on the field, Demondoff again carrying the football.
And I think he's going to be just short of the first down.
So do we have someone that's going to go get Mr. Maggio? Oh, you're going to call down.
The Everett coaches in the booth are going to call down.
Todd's got his messenger service all
He knows
set
someone
up
who
here.
knows
He's
someone.
got a pull here. You know, this is home base.
He knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah. Here at the school that, the more you come out here, the more it looks like a 4-year school.
I know. You can tell they spare no expense out here.
I mean, college, it is a 4-year.
They spare no expense here at the Snohomish
That's
High
right.
School.
It looks fantastic. I mean, that's what we're trying to say is that they do some enhancements, and like when they build the new Performing Arts Center, and they redid a couple of buildings. It just looks beautiful out here. If you hadn't had a chance, come on out and take a stroll and see what a great job they're doing here.
And Everett went for it in fourth and short. Got it, and I don't think they have to snap the ball again. I think they can get in the handshake line.
This should do it. Just got a final. I love how it works like teamwork here from our buddies at Fox Sports 1380 FM 95.3. Lake Stevens with a 49-7 win over Jackson. 49-7.
Yeah,
and our final is 38-14. Everett with the big win at Snohomish. Luke, take it away.
I think this is going to come across as a shocker for a lot of people around Wesco, who teams and people just who follow Wesco football. But the way the Everett team is reacting, they came here expecting to win, and they're acting like it just right now as they're shaking hands. And there wasn't a whole lot of celebration when the clock hit 0. They just calmly got in their line, like they expected to be here in this situation, and then they feel like they're going to keep doing it again and again as the season goes on.
Yeah, you got to like what we saw tonight from the Everett Seagulls as they lay it out there with great offensive performance. They were averaging almost 17 points a game coming into tonight's contest, and their high game was 31 points 2 weeks ago against Mount Lake Terrace. They beat the Mount Lake Terrace Hawks 31-8. And that was before losing last week to Edmonds Woodway 44-13. They bounced back well from that.
Yeah, and they haven't had 2 consecutive wins, but they haven't had 2 consecutive losses either. And now they're entering a part of their schedule where I think they can rack up some wins and really put themselves in a great position to secure themselves a playoff spot.
Now Snohomish, coming into tonight's game, was averaging just over 36 points per game and giving up 14 per game. Their season low matched tonight. They had 14 on September 8th in the loss here, which I know that grinds on them because they haven't been able to beat Glacier Peak on their home field.
Yeah.
Although I think Glacier Peak, Todd, who was the home team in that game? Snohomish was. So that's tough for them. But anyway, to what we had happen tonight, 14 points for Snohomish after a 38-6 win over Meadowdale last week. And they've scored, actually Snohomish has scored 38 points twice, but they have the 38 put on them tonight. That's the most they've allowed in a game so far this year, and the most Everett has scored in a game this year. And we're going to take a break. We're going to have a break coming up, and then we'll have Gabe Maggio, our player of the game, will join us here and get a T-shirt, and you'll see him up here in the press box with the Lukester and I right here on STSPN.com. We'll be back with more. You see the score. Seagulls 38, Panthers 14.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Job. Thank you very much. All right, we are back live, okay? And let's get all set here. And yeah, this is live webcast and television. And we have the t-shirt. Whoops, I didn't have that. We have the t-shirt for you here. Gabe Maggio, the STSPN player of the game for tonight's game right there. There's the camera right there. You know, we just love watching you out there taking charge, your leadership, your decision making. That's something Luke keyed on. I agree with. It was just outstanding tonight. You guys just got right after it.
Yeah, no, we came in and we wanted to be as aggressive as possible. And basically this whole summer we've been working towards this game.
Yeah.
Because we knew this is the matchup that's going to send us to state. So we really put our all on the field and put it all out there. And I think the end result is exactly what we wanted. So.
You sure did, and you bounced back well after the loss to a good Edmonds Woodway team last week, 44-13. What did you take from that to say, okay, let's get that off the plate and get focused for tonight?
Well, we really wanted to focus on our positivity as a team because we noticed that it spread from the coaches down to the players, and we knew we needed to reverse that. Yeah. So this whole week we just worked on positive vibes, positive influences all throughout practice. It really helped. It showed on the sideline. We had a lot more emotion. We had a lot better atmosphere. So
that's great. And Luke, with that 3-option offense, go ahead.
I know that this offense, so much is put on your plate as the quarterback in the decision making. Can you describe to the viewers just kind of what that entails? Because so much really is on you. They can call a play, but you can either give it to your fullback, you can keep it yourself, or you can pitch it. And there's you have to process a lot of information really fast. So can you kind of explain that to the viewers?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's based off of the end. Usually we have our 2 main plays. And so I just read the end. He goes in. I keep, and then I have my pitch guy. He's always there for me. And then, so after the end crashes, there's always the backer who I'm reading for my pitch. But, I mean, usually the veer is going to be there. So we always just try to push the ball, be aggressive as possible.
What about you as far as your aspirations? Do you want to continue playing football or where you might go to school? Do you know?
I honestly don't. I'm looking right now more just going to 4-year college just for the college part. Haven't looked too far in depth into athletics, but I mean, if the opportunity arises, I would love that, and I would take it on.
Love your speed out there too, and then your ability of finding guys. And no offense to, was it Ross Rudder at the end there? At that,
yeah,
you laid that was a perfect pass. And you know it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
And no offense to him because he was right up there in consideration for player of the game too because he did a great job out there in offense and defense, but. That was a great-looking pass.
Thank you. Yeah, no, the first couple of weeks my passes were not there, so we had to even it out a little bit. But
he did catch it. He did catch a touchdown.
He got one, and he also prevented a touchdown too.
Oh yeah.
But that's one of those plays where because you guys won in the film session, you can kind of give him a hard time.
Yeah, no, I was already giving him a hard time.
Good. He'll pick you up next time, I'm sure. Yeah. But hey, we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
You did a great job. Thanks for coming up.
Great job.
Enjoy wearing the T-shirt around campus, and go Seagulls. Keep after it.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you guys.
All right, that's great. So that's Gabe Maggio, and we'll Todd. We're going to keep it here. We're going to shut it down. Wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. So final score here tonight, as you see the field out there, the band plays on, was 38-14. The Everett Seagulls come into Snohomish and take down the Panthers. Luke Windsor, also Todd Helvig, and Gabe Maggio. I'm Mark Ockett saying winning is for tonight, and the sportsmanship is for a lifetime. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you down the road.